So welcome everyone to our fourth Big Shanty Sing. And we are recording the session for later YouTubing. We'd like to welcome everyone to our Big Shanty Singing, including and especially those who have come to join us for the first time. This is our fourth Big Shanty Sing, as I mentioned. Our previous Big Shanty Sings were Santa Ana, Rio Grande, and Shenandoah. The first two of those are now up on YouTube. The links are also on the Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival website to those recordings. We'd like to thank Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival for sponsoring our series of songs. Next up, we will have in August, the 21st, I think, the 25th, we'll have Ruben Ranso, and then which is on a Thursday, and then a special single Shanty-ish sing at the virtual PMFF on the 25th of September, themed on Round the Horn. So we hope we'll see you again for those. This idea came from, it started off now a few months back when Jim, Lucas and I were iterating some versions of the Santa Ana Shanty, very dear to my heart. It's my second favourite Shanty. And we thought then, wouldn't it be fun to have a Zoom session to ask our Shanty pals to sing their versions, and that's kind of snowballed and grown from there. So the rest is kind of history, as you know. So as usual, any version of this Shanty or a related song is welcome. Similar and so-called duplicate versions are also welcome because everyone sings the song in a different way, a different voice. Musical accompaniment is welcome, and also songs in another language. If that's what you have, as long as it's related to the Shanty. I've created a Google document as usual, and hopefully all the permissions that anyone can edit it are all there, and it contains the singer order as well, which I will add a few more people to in just a moment. If you would like, or what we would like you to do, is to add a line or two about your Shanty, so or your song, so where it came from, who wrote it, where you got it from, why you want to sing it. Any of those things would be interesting. If there's any problem you have in accessing the Google Doc, then please just put a sentence into the chat. I can harvest that, or email me and I'll add it to the document for you. As usual, Jim will say a bit about the Shanty when it's his turn, and I'm hoping that one or two others who are here may do the same. So Gib might be happy to say a few words about the Shanty as well. And also when we get to Jamie's turn, we'll ask her to say a wee bit about the Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival, the live festival that's happening at the end of September. But I'm sure we want to kick off in just a moment and have a first song. The first people to sing are some pals of mine from two Shanty festivals and folk festivals. The most recent Oban Folk Festival, when we were singing, Oban Shanty Festival, we were singing in person. It was absolutely fantastic. So I'd like to invite, on behalf of Jim and myself, our first singers to start, which is Steve and Sandra Harrison of All at Sea, and they're going to sing our first version of Sally or Shallo Brown. So over to yourselves. Thank you.
We are Steve Sandra Harrison. We normally sing with All at Sea. When Lynn saw us, there were 4 of us, sometimes 5 of us. So we are missing some voices on this Shanty. So Steve will tell you about the Shanty anyway.
Yeah, this song I got from the singing of the Black family. Shay Black was a good friend of ours back in the 70s, early 80s. And he gave us a tape. This song was on the tape. It's a great version, I think. So we'll give it a try.
It's actually, the Shanty is Pull Down Below.
And it mentions Shallo Brown, of course. I went to church, I went to chapel, pull down below. I went to church, I went to chapel, pull down below. Oh, heathen laddie, pull down below. Heathen laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. Sally Brown, I loved her dearly. Pull down below. I won her heart so very nearly. Pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. Sally lived on an old plantation, pull down below. She was the daughter of the wild goose nation, pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. For 7 long years I courted Sally, pull down below. But all she did was dilly-dally, pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. I bought her gowns, I bought her laces, pull down below. I took her out to fancy places, pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. Sally Brown, she wouldn't marry, pull down below. And I no longer care to tarry, pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. This laddie now, he took a notion, pull down below, to sail away across the ocean, pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. Oh, Hilo laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie, bonny laddie, pull down below. Hilo laddie.
Wonderful.
That's
Thank you.
fantastic.
Thank you.
I heard that one before, and I absolutely love it. It's just a great shanty to sing along with, isn't it? What a great chorus. Isn't it? So, we're off to a rousing start. Thank you, all at sea. So,
Thank you.
sorry. And next up we have Jim. Jim. Oh, and Janet. We have Jim.
Well,
who's going to tell us a wee bit about the shanty as well from his discoveries, and sing us one of his versions, I hope.
yeah. Well, this is now our 4th Shanty BigSing, where we share various versions of a particular shanty and perhaps a few others that might be connected, which we've just seen. Interestingly enough, I've seen those verses to a version in one of my books of Sally Brown. But it's really nice hearing it with Pull Down Below. So far we've done Santa Ana, Rio Grande, Shenandoah, and to date the Browns, both Shallo Brown and Sally Brown, which seem to have more in common than just similar sounding names. And next month we'll do the Ranzos, Reuben Ranzo, Ranzo Ray, or others that sing of Ranzo, which is something of an odd name among deep-sea sailors. I'll note once again that there are far more collected versions of both text and tune for even a single shanty than can possibly fit into one Zoom session. For example, just from books I've haphazardly collected, over the last 50 years, I have compiled more than 10 each. In one case, I think it's 18 versions, both text and tune, for each of Shallo and Sally. And yet I expect to hear, as has happened in each of the previous BigSings, several versions that are new to me. So these BigSings are really just something to whet our appetite for finding even more. As I mentioned in the last BigSing, with shanties having become a kind of folk song, independent of their original purpose, assisting the sailors with their work, we consider variations in performance presentation, with or without instruments, to be also valid versions. Now, a quick bit about both Sally and Shallo Brown. From the published sources in my possession, it seems that sailors would sometimes substitute the one name for the other as if they were both names for the same person. But the two shanties were definitely distinct, with different chorus texts and melodies, forming two separate families. Also, most of the versions of Sally Brown have verses which center on a person named Sally, while versions of Shallo Brown almost never mention the principal theme, what I consider the principal theme of the presumed original, that of a slave departing because he's being sold. But now I'll sing a personal version of Shallo Brown that I built by taking verses from more than one published version, and which I hope creates a somewhat coherent story. Also, I tried using concertina to add harmony on the choruses, since I can't hear the rest of you over Zoom. But then I also tried the same with the shantyman's lines, and I liked it, even though that would never happen during actual work on a ship. But I'm not on a ship right now, so here goes. I'm bound away to leave you, shallow, shallow brown. Oh, 'tis pain for me to leave you, shallow, shallow brown. In the cradle is my baby, shallow, shallow brown. And I want no other lady, oh, shallow, shallow brown. I never will deceive you, shallow, shallow brown. To leave my wife and baby grieves me, shallow, shallow brown. But masses come to sell me, shallow, shallow brown. Sell me to a Yankee, shallow, shallow brown. Sell me for the dollar, shallow, shallow brown. The great big Spanish dollar, shallow, shallow brown. Make me be a sailor, shallow, shallow brown. On a Yankee whaler, shallow, shallow brown. You are my only treasure, shallow, shallow brown. I love you to full measure, shallow, shallow brown. I'll leave you with much sorrow, shallow, shallow brown. When the ship it leaves tomorrow, shallow, shallow brown.
as ever. Thank you so much. Lovely version. And we did enjoy the accompaniment. We all singing along anyway. You can see us with our lips moving. All right, Maha. So up next is Eric Lerner, who got asked to sing early, but also signed up early. So Eric, take it away with your version, please.
Okay. I heard this version of Hilo Johnny Brown on an LP that was a collection of multiple different shanty singers back in the mid-'60s, where this was sung by Lou Killen. And I've been vaguely singing it ever since. I think his liner notes, which I was able to find online last week, quoted A.L. Lloyd as saying this is got all the usual Sally Brown verses, but a better tune. And I fell in love with this one for the tune. So I've kind of mixed and matched verses from here and there that happen to appeal to me. Sally is the girl that I love dearly away. Hey, Sally, yo. Sally is the girl that I spliced nearly. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Sally, oh, I'm bound to leave you away. Hey, Sally, yo. Sally, yo, I'd never deceive ya. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. 7 long years I courted Sally away. Hey, Sally, yo, and all she'd do is dilly-dally. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Sally is a girl who chews tobacco away. Hey, Sally, yo, a pretty girl, but I can't get at her. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Sally's a Barbadian beauty away. Hey, Sally, yo, Sally is a girl that knows her duty. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Sally, she's my queen of aces away. Hey, Sally, yo, she's schooner rigged in silks and laces. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. I courted Sally late and early away. Hey, Sally, yo, her lips are red and her hair is curly. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Sally, where shall I stow the cargo away? Hey, Sally, yo, she'll stow some forward and stow some after. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Sally is a gal with long black hair, oh, away. Hey, Sally, yo, she'll rob you blind and leave you bare, oh, Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. Use your weight and stretch your luff, boys, away. Hey, Sally, yo, I think by God we've hauled enough, boys. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground. One more heave and that might do, boys, away. Hey, Sally, yo, 'cause we're the lads who pulled her through, boys. Hilo Johnny Brown, stand to your ground.
Wow, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
What a wonderful tune and wonderful words as well. One of the things we've observed several times before is that sometimes the variations between our songs are the tune, sometimes they're the words, or there are some different verses here and there. So you've gone for broke there, Eric. You've got a completely different tune and a whole new set of words. In fact, there are a load of different sets of words of this song out there if you start looking out there. All right, Mahat. So
can I add one more comment? A number of years ago, I sang that, and afterwards someone said something about that verse about Sally knows her duty. I'd never sing something like that out loud. And I thought it comes right after the verse about she's a pretty girl, but I can't get at her. So I'm supposing that her duty is maintaining her maidenhood. Maybe I misunderstood.
I think we could all discuss variations on that one. Maybe we'll pass swiftly on. That's not quite how I'd interpret it, but I'm sure we'll all have our own view. All right, thank you, Eric. That was a splendid version. We really enjoyed it. So it gives us great pleasure to welcome Gib to our sing. So we would have loved to have Gib for our Shenandoah last time, but we did actually manage to play at the end, with your permission, Gib, your marvelous version of Shenandoah with the all the comments you made on the timing of the song as a shanty. So we're looking forward very much to your version, and please take it away. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. Greetings from Southern California, and that's a good segue because I think Sally Brown, Shallo Brown, and Shenandoah are actually the three. It's not just Sally Brown and Shallo Brown, but Shenandoah fills that similar slot in songs. And the song I'm going to sing is going to remind you of the melody you associate with the character Shenandoah, or the tune that I call the Rolling River. This song is supported by three different sources. Captain Robert Chambliss Adams was the third mate on a ship called the Dublin in the late 1860s. He sailed with a completely black crew from Virginia, carrying tobacco to Genoa, Italy. And he says when they arrived in Genoa, the whole crew was unloading the tobacco, and he lists a couple of songs they were singing. And one of them was with this chorus I'm about to sing, "Walk Along, You Sally Brown." This song is also documented in two other places. Captain James Robinson recorded his memories in a magazine in 1917, in which he actually gives the score, the melody as well for one verse of this. And Stan Hugel as well got this song from his informant Tobago Smith. And I would just add that within Stan Hugel's book, anything you see he's gotten from Tobago Smith or Harding, that's the real contribution in terms of Hugel's collecting of shanties. A lot of the other stuff has been passed around here and there and is not very distinctive, in my opinion, in Hugel. But if you can zero in on the stuff he got from his Caribbean informants Tobago Smith and Harding, that's the real deal stuff. So let me try this. I'm pulling out of COVID right now, so you can hear my voice has some issues. So there we go. All right, it's something like this. Sally Brown, she is a bright mulatta. Oh, she drinks rum and chews tobacco. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Oh, Sally live in old Jamaica. Selling rum and grown tobacco. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Oh, Sally Brown, she is a beauty. Oh, Sally, she does her duty. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown, she is my dearie. I call her honey and Miss Sweetheart. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. 7 long years I courted Sally. And 7 more she never owed me. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Oh, Sally Brown, what is the matter? Oh, pretty gal, but I can't get at her. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Now Sally live by this old station. Oh, hey, ah, she's member of the Wild Goose Nation. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown, I'll not deceive ya. At Sally Brown, I'll always grieve ya. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Oh, Sally Brown, my dearie honey. Oh, Sally loves me for my money. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. Now, Sally Brown, I'll take my leave, boy. Oh, that's the rest I've got to say, boy. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown, Sally Brown. I long to hear you. But Sally Brown, I never see you. Oh, walk along, you Sally Brown. And that's enough. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
Hey, Gib.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, I'm really sorry, Doug. I don't know what possessed me to put myself in the roster to follow Gib, but I guess somebody has to. So it's gonna be us. I'd like to invite my co-sing partner in Colorado, who's currently only 1,000 miles away from me instead of 5,000 miles, but it'll be the same, to sing this shanty with me. So this is one of my favorite versions. This is from Jerry Smythe, and Doug is going to be my crew. So I'll kick off. I'm bound away to leave you.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
I never will deceive you.
Shallow, oh, Shallo Brown.
The packet leaves tomorrow.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
This parting brings me sorrow.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
I want no other lady.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
My clothes are all in pawn.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
I'm bound around the horn.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
I'll cross the chilly mountains.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
The pumps them silver fountains.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
Beyond the pier to greet me.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
With kisses I will greet thee.
Oh, Shallo Brown.
She won't miss me when I'm gone.
Shallow, Shallo Brown.
She a hook some other bum.
Shallow, oh, Shallow Brown.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I just like the end note of that version as well. Okay, so next up, let's find my glasses again. I think it's Talitha. Yes, Talitha. A friend I've met through Shanty singing with Glasgow and Oban Shanty. And we had a great time recently together again at the Oban International Shanty Festival in person, where Talitha sang this version of Shallo Brown, where I gave her an ultimatum. Either she'd come and sing it or I'd have to. So she's here to sing it in person, which is even better. So we're looking forward to your amazing version of this shanty, Talitha.
So I'm Talitha Mackenzie, and this is Sally Friedman, and Rebecca's on the end. And I just wanted to, I put in the notes that we're singing this as a windlass shanty, and how that changes things slightly is that the windlass, which has quite a lot of strain, is quite heavy, and so you're pushing and then you kind of lock in the middle, and then you push and then you pull and then you push again. So it gives the opportunity to have a little bit of more, well, I think to add a little bit more pathos into the song. So that's the idea anyway. Yeah. Love you well, Juliana. Shallow Brown. But you know I'm bound to leave you. Shallow Brown. Massa gonna sell me. Shallow Brown. Sell me to the Yankee. Shallow Brown. Sell me for the dollar. Shallow Brown. Great big Spanish dollar. Shallow Brown. Ship on board a whaler. Shallow Brown. Bound away to St. George's. Shallow Brown. Oh, my love's a bright mulatta. Shallow Brown. And she hails from Cincinnati. Shallow Brown. I love you well, Juliana. Shallow Brown. But you know I'm bound to leave you. Shallow Brown. Vast heathen.
Just love it, Talitha. Thank you. Gorgeous version. And thank you for your pals for joining
Yes.
us as well. It's another dimension, Richard. Okay, so Peter, I'm looking forward to your version.
Great, thank you very much. This is one,
as Gibb did earlier, this is a walk along. I learned this particular version from singing of Allison Kelly of the Johnson Girls. And when she introduces it, I like what she says. She says in Shanties, there are two kinds of women. There's Sally and there's Nancy. And Nancy is the one who's just patient and very, just waiting for her husband to come home from sea and is very prim and proper. And Sally is the one who is a little more sexually free. And so Allison says, I like singing about Sally. So, so this is another version of Walk Along. Sally Brown lives in bright Jamaica, way, hey, hi-ya. She drinks rum, chews tobacco, walk along, you Sally Brown. 7 long years I courted Sally, way, hey, hi-ya. 7 long years she would not have me, walk along, you Sally Brown. I bought her gowns, I bought her laces, way, hey, hi-ya. I took her out to all fine places, walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown, I love you dearly, way, hey, hi-ya. You won my heart very nearly, walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown's my queen of aces, way, hey, hi-ya. All schooner rigged in silken laces, walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown, what is the matter? Way, hey, hi-ya. Pretty girl, but I can't get at her. Walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown, I love your daughter. Way, hey, hi-ya. For her I'll sail across the water. Walk along, you Sally Brown. Sally Brown, I'll not deceive you. Way, hey, hi-ya. Sally Brown, I'm bound to leave you. Walk along, you Sally Brown. The fairest flower in all the valley, way, hey, hi-ya, is my own, my pretty Sally. Walk along, you Sally Brown.
Fabulous, Peter. So much. Really, really lovely version. Beautifully sung. Very, very well sung. Thank you. It will be over to Fred, who has posted a wee bit about his song. Oh, he's put it in the chat as well. Right. Do tell us about your song, Fred, because it sounds very interesting.
I have it from a recording, which I also wrote in the chat by Tom Sullivan on board of the Brig Unicorn. It first starts off as a two-pull shanty and then turns into a one-pull shanty. Sally Brown, she's the girl for me, boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. Sally Brown, she's the girl for me, boys. Way, I'm Sally Brown. She's bound away down south, me boys. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. She's bound away down south, me boys. Now, way, I'm Sally Brown. She's rolling down to Trinidad. Roll, boys, roll. She's rolling down to Trinidad now. Way, I'm Sally Brown. Down to see Miss Lucy Lou. Roll, boys, roll. Down to see Miss Lucy Lou, boys. Way, I'm Sally Brown. She's lovely aloft and she's lovely below. Roll, boys, roll. She's best on her back, as you very well know now. Way, I'm Sally Brown. Captain Baker, I know him well. Roll, boys, roll. But now he's died and gone to hell, boys. Way, I'm Sally Brown. It's 40 fathoms or more below. Roll, boys, roll, boys, roll. It's 40 fathoms or more below, boys. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. Now way, hey, hey, and up she rises. Roll, boys, roll. Oh, way high, high, and up she rises. Way high, Miss Sally Brown. A Yankee ship come down the river, shallow, shallow Brown. A Yankee ship come down the river, shallow, shallow Brown. And who do you think is the skipper of her? Shallow, shallow Brown. And who do you think is the skipper of her? Shallow, shallow Brown. Slushy Sam, that dirty bastard. Shallow, shallow Brown. Slushy Sam, that dirty bastard. Shallow, shallow Brown. And who do you think is the first mate of her? Shallow, shallow Brown. And who do you think is the first mate of her? Shallow, shallow Brown. Big Black Jack, the Boston pimp. Shallow, shallow Brown. Big Black Jack, the Boston pimp. Shallow, shallow Brown. And who do you think is the bosun of her? Shallow, shallow Brown. And who do you think is the bosun of her? Shallow, shallow Brown. Sakarapa Joe, the undertaker. Shallow, shallow Brown. Sakarapa Joe, the undertaker. Shallow, shallow Brown. And what do you think they get for supper? Shallow, shallow Brown. And what do you think they get for supper? Shallow, shallow Brown. The starboard side of an old sou'wester. Shallow, shallow Brown. And 3 or 4 pulls of the weather braces. Shallow, shallow Brown. Sally in the garden sifting sand. Shallow, shallow Brown. And the bosun is watching with a cap in his hand. Shallow, shallow Brown. Father Olin, come up from behind. All set.
Wow, what a rousing delivery. Thank you, Fred. That was lovely. Oh, always a great version from yourself.
So, okay, I'm supposed to say things about the Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival anyway, so I will. The Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival has been going for 20 years. It's an all-volunteer festival. It is a volunteer-run festival. It's absolutely free. It takes place in downtown Portsmouth, New Hampshire every year. This year, because we're a brand new board and we took over when just literally before the pandemic hit. So we haven't actually put a live festival on the ground before. So this will be our first live festival after 2 years of virtual mayhem. And but we're excited. We have all outdoor venues during the day. Our evening concert will be at the Methodist Church as usual. We'll have all the doors and the windows open. We'll have our feature performers will be Cliff Haslam, Vienna Carroll, and David Coffin. We'll also have Don Sonetti, Heather Wood, Mary Garvey, Rick and Donna Nestler, Skylark Trad Band, London Julie and Friends, Mudhook, and the Portermen. And it promises to be a really, really fun weekend. Also, for those of you who are from far away and can't join us live on Sunday, we're having concurrently our dear Linn Phipps has put together 2 channels on Sunday that will run concurrently with our festival schedule, and it will feature Bob Zentz and Sarah Banley. So if you can't come and join us live, or if you test positive for COVID, please stay home and join us virtually. Also, I should add that we're running a live stream the entire festival from one of our venues, the Moffat Lad, in downtown Portsmouth, and we're going to try to run every one of our performers through there. So at some point, you'll be able to see our performers online. That being said, the version of Shallo Brown that I have for you, I learned from Mystic Seaport the first year I was there, was 2002, just 21 years ago. And Craig Edwards was singing it, and I grabbed this book out of the bookstore called Songs of the Sailor, and you can see it's had better days, right? And I also brought Stan Hugel's book home. And this is the one that Craig sings, and they say This lovely and tuneful halyard shanty is of West Indian origin and lends itself well to harmony on the chorus. I wish I could hear y'all. Several melodies are given in collections. The verses in this version are cobbled together from a variety of sources, including some other songs like Hilo Come Down Below from Stan Hugel for the bird verses. The melancholy mood of this song works well on a sweltering August day or maybe a July day when the crew is tired and hot and nobody really wants to hear anything cheerful. So here we go. Oh, I need water. Real quick. Shallow, shallow in the morning. Shallow, shallow brown. They're shallow as the day is dawning. Shallow, shallow brown. I thought I heard the old man say, shallow, shallow brown, tomorrow is our sailing day. Shallow, shallow brown, the blackbird sang, the crow sang caw. Shallow, shallow brown, let's get this sail set 4:30. Shallow, shallow brown, the blackbird said unto the crow. Shallow, shallow brown, I think it's time we roll and go. Shallow, shallow brown, we're bound away for Baltimore. Shallow, shallow brown, to dance upon that sanded floor. Shallow, shallow brown, we're bound away around Cape Horn. Shallow, shallow brown, that's where the winds are never warm. Shallow, shallow brown, my wife and baby, they do grieve me. Shallow, shallow brown, it breaks my heart for me to leave you. Shallow, shallow brown, oh, I love you, Juliana. Shallow, shallow brown, oh yes, I love you, Juliana. Shallow, shallow brown.
Well done.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Next,
Tune.
14.
That was a great tune. Thank you very much, Jamie.
I ship on board the Liverpool liner, way rolling go, and we ship on board the Liverpool liner, for I spent my money long with Sally Brown. The apple of this yard must go, boys, way rolling on. The apple of this yard must go, boys, and for I spent my money long with Sally Brown. Now we say 3 days when a storm arose, boys, way rolling on. Now we say 3 days when a storm arose, boys, for I spent my money long with Sally Brown. We screw in cotton by the day, boys, way rolling go. We screw in cotton by the day, boys, for I spent me money long with Sally Brown. Oh, Sally Brown, she's a bright mulatto, way rolling and she drinks from and chews tobacco. And for I spent my money long with Sally Brown. Oh, Sally, she's me queen of aces, way rolling on. She's color-rayed in silk and laces, for I spent my money long too with Sally Brown. We'll spread our wings and away we'll sail, boys, way rolling on. Hey, we spread our wings and away we'll sail, boys, for I spent my money long with Sally Brown. For I spent my money long with Sally Brown. Thanks a lot, and a lot of apologies for the bad start.
Fantastic version, Benoit, and what a great tune. Worth the waiting for and worth the effort. Thank you so much. Grand.
Never easy for me.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci.
Okay, right. So next up we'll have Trevor.
Okay, right. So this version I'm going to do is based on the versions that are sung in the west of England and the south of Wales. So the words come from the book that I've used for the previous Big Sings. It's the International Shanty Festival held in Falmouth in Cornwall. But the tune is actually one used by a friend of mine who lives in South Wales, and so it's a bit of a hybrid. But anyway, here we go. Shallow in the morning, shallow, oh Shallo Brown, shallow in the evening, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Farewell, Juliana, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Bound away to leave you, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Massa gonna sell me, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Sell me down the river, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Massa's gonna sell me, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Sell me to a Yankee, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Sell me for the dollar, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Big fat Yankee dollar, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Shallow in the morning, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Just as the day is dawning, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Thank you.
Wow, another interesting variation, Trevor, isn't it? There's a lot of variation in this song, maybe more than we had expected. That's fantastic. Thank you. Right, Mahar. After Trevor, we have Rick. Always good to hear Rick. Right, come in.
Shallow, oh Shallo Brown, I am bound away to leave you, shallow, Shallo Brown. I am bound to leave you, shallow, oh Shallo Brown. Master's gone and sell me Shallo, Shallo Brown. He sold me to a Yankee. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. He sold me for $1. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown, for a great Yankee dollar. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. I'm signed to be a sailor. Sail, oh Shallo Brown. I'll ship on board a whaler. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. Me packet leaves tomorrow. Shallo, Shallo Brown. It fills me heart with sorrow. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. Oh, I'm leaving in the morning. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Just as the day is dawning. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. Oh, I must soon leave you. Shallo, Shallo Brown. And I'm so sad to leave you. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. For you are my only treasure. Shallo, Shallo Brown. I love you still, full measure. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. Me wife and baby will grieve me. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown. It breaks me heart to leave thee. Shallo, oh Shallo Brown.
Just gorgeous, Rick. Yeah, I like the side versions of this as well. Haven't we had huge variations in the rhythm of these songs since we sang them? That was absolutely lovely. Thank you. Right, and we're gonna I'll put you on at the end of the Shroud Storm. So I think we'll pass on to Chris now. So Chris Maiden, would you like
Hi. Greetings from New Hampshire. I just want to add to Jamie's comments how happy we are at Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival that Lynn and Jim asked us to sponsor this series, because this is fantastic and I'm loving it. So this version is pretty much the same as the second half of Fred's presentation, although he described it as a single pull shanty. I've used it quite effectively as a double pull halyard shanty. I originally got it, I think the first place I heard it was from Jim McGeehan's recording on Short Sharp Shanties, which is a wonderful collection of the shanties collected by Cecil Sharp from John Short. So his version is pretty much the words that Sharp collected from Short. And it's cross-pollinated at some point with Congo River. And so one of the things I would like to do if I had two topsail yards to raise is use the exact same verses with a different chorus and different melody, Congo River in one case and Shallo Brown in the other. But this is not that version. This is the more organic, hybridized version, and I'm never sure. I have to be careful because sometimes when I start one, the other one comes out of my mouth instead. So Shallow, shallow in the morning, shallow, shallow brown, shallow as the day was dawning. Shallow, shallow brown, Julianne, I'm bound to leave you. Shallow, shallow brown, oh Julianne, I won't deceive you. Shallow, shallow brown, my wife and baby, they do grieve me. Shallow, shallow brown, it breaks my heart to leave ye. Shallow, shallow brown, gonna get my duds in order. Shallow, shallow brown, my packet ship, she leaves tomorrow. Shallow, shallow brown, a Yankee ship come down the river. Shallow, shallow brown, her masts and yards, they shone like silver. Shallow, shallow brown, and who'd you think was captain of her? Shallow, shallow brown, why Bully Hayes the sailor robber. Shallow, shallow brown, and who'd you think was first mate of her? Shallow, shallow brown, it was a disbarred Boston lawyer. Shallow, shallow brown, what do you think they had for dinner? Shallow, shallow brown, why monkey's heart and a donkey's liver. Shallow, shallow brown, and what do you think they had for supper? Shallow, shallow brown, why monkey's tail and a donkey's crupper. Shallow, shallow brown, oh blow today and blow tomorrow. Shallow, shallow brown, blow me from this ship of sorrow. Shallow, shallow brown. High enough.
Wow. What a version, Chris. That was amazing. Cool. What variety we've had.
Hi, I'm Storm from Greenfield, Massachusetts. The song I'm going to be singing is Hullabaloo Belay. It's from Burl Ives' songbook, published in 1953. It's on page 138. And it says that Shallo Brown was a notorious boarding house keeper. He lodged sailors taking 3 months' pay in advance and working as an agent to provide forced crews. Back afloat, the sailors called the first 3 months working off the dead horse. My mother kept a boarding house. Hullabaloo belay, hullabaloo bala belay, and all the boarders were out to sea. Hullabaloo belay. A fresh young fellow named Shallo Brown. Hullabaloo belay, hullabaloo bala belay. Followed my mother all round the town. Hullabaloo belay. One day when my father was on the crown, hullabaloo belay, hullabaloo bala belay. My mother ran off with Shallo Brown, hullabaloo belay. My father says, young man me by, hullabaloo belay, hullabaloo bala belay. To which I quickly made reply, hullabaloo belay. My father slowly pined away, hullabaloo belay, hullabaloo bala belay. Because me mother came back the next day, hullabaloo belay.
Right, Mahan. So, Eric, off you go.
Okay, and I'm going to have to sing and run, but it's been great singing with y'all today. This is another one that's not really musically part of the Shallo Brown cluster, but like the one that Storm did, it's another one where Shallo Brown shows up as an unscrupulous boarding house master, or boarding master. But it's still a cool song, so I'll sing it. I think I learned this way back in the day from the singing of Joe Hickerson, and then tweaked the verses from bits of lyric that I picked up here and there. When first I landed in Liverpool, I went upon the spree. Me hard-earned cash, I spent it fast, got drunk as drunk could be. And when me money it was all gone, 'twas then I wanted more. But a man must be blind to make up his mind to go to sea once more. Once more, once more, to go to sea once more. A man must be blind to make up his mind and go to sea once more. That night I slept with Angeline, too drunk to roll in bed. Me clothes was new, me watch was too, in the morning with them she'd fled. And as I rolled the streets around, the whores they all did roar. There goes Jack Ratcliffe, poor sailor lad, he must go to sea once more. Once more, once more, to go to sea once more. There goes Jack Ratcliffe, poor sailor lad, he must go to sea once more. Well, as I rode the streets around, I met with Shallo Brown. I asked him neat to stand me treat, but he looked at me with a frown. Says he, last time you was paid off, you with me you chalked no score. But I'll take your advance and I'll give yous a chance, and I'll send you to sea once more. Once more, once more, I'll send you to sea once more. I'll take your advance and I'll give yous a chance, and I'll send you to sea once more. Well, he put me on board of a whaling ship bound for the Arctic seas, where the cold winds blow and there's ice and there's snow and Jamaican rum will freeze. Well, I can't stay here 'cause I lost my gear and I spent all me money ashore. 'Twas then that I wished that I was dead or safe with the girls ashore. Ashore, ashore, or safe with the girls ashore. 'Twas then that I wished that I was dead or safe with the girls ashore. Well, some days we'd catch sperm whales, boys, and some days we'd catch none. With a 20-foot oar stuck in your paw, you rode the whole day long. And then at night you'd sit in your boat and doze upon your oar. Well, your back is so weak that you never would seek to go to sea once more. Once more, to go to sea once more. Your back is so weak that you never would seek to go to sea once more. So come all you brave young sailor lads and listen to me song. When you come back off of them damned long trips, I'll tell you what goes wrong. Take my advice, don't drink strong drink, nor go sleeping with no whore. Get married, me lads, and spend all night in, and go to sea no more. No more, no more, go to sea no more. Get married, me lads, and spend all night in, and go to sea no more. So Shallo Brown shows up for just one line.
Great version. Yeah, lots of them refer to or are similar to other shanties that we know, aren't they? And a welcome to Johnny who just popped in for a few minutes. If you just popped in for a few minutes, please do add your email into the chat so we can keep in touch. Thank you. All right, so after Eric, we're going to have Gib for a second song. Right, looking forward to this one.
Hey again, everyone. Hey, I'm going to sing two short renditions of Sally Brown shanties. These are both come from the Caribbean, where Alan Lomax went in 1962 and recorded them. He recorded the first one on the island of Nevis and the second one on the island of Carriacou. Carriacou I visited about 5 years ago, quite a remote island, and actually met the descendants of the singers who sang for Alan Lomax. So these are quite repetitive shanties, and I'll just do short samples of them. First one is about not Sally Brown, but Feenie Brown. Feenie Brown, she's the belle of Bermuda. Oh, Feenie Brown, she's the belle of Bermuda. Spend my money on the gals on shore. You give her $1, she holler for another. Aye, oh, Feeny. You give her $1, she holler for another. Spend my money on the gals on shore. Oh, Feeny, I love you, Miss Feeny. Aye, oh, Feeny. Oh, Feeny Brown, she's the whitest mulatta. Spend my money on the gals on shore. She give her $1, she holler for another. Aye, oh, Feeny. You give her $1, she holler for another. Spend my money on the gals on shore. Oh, Feeny, I love you forever. Aye, oh, Feeny Brown, I love you forever. Spend my money on the gals on shore. That's the one from Nevis. And here's the one from Kiriakou. Okay. I want to get to shore and I've got to get to shore. Roll, 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 and I'll sing along. I want to get to shore and I got to get to shore. Roll, roll, roll and go. Oh, roll and go. Black Eye Susie and a gal spending my money and I can't get to shore. Got to get to shore and I must get to shore. Roll, roll, roll and go. Oh, roll and go. Black Eye Susie and a gal spending my money and I can't get to shore. Got to get to shore, yes I must get to shore. Roll, roll, roll and go. Oh, roll and go. Black Eye Susie and a gal spending my money and I can't get to shore. That's it, thanks.
Thank you, Gib. All right. So, any more versions from yourself? Okay.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Any more short excerpts?
Well, I could do very, very quickly. Very, very, very quickly. Never mind. Continue. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you if you've got another one. I'm going to live dangerously and sing a parody now of my own song, which I discovered on the internet last night, and I was absolutely thrilled to see this. And I have the permission of the lady who wrote it. That's Janet Elizabeth Remington, to sing that for you. So when we do the credits, I'll be putting her credits and her website up for you to see, and I'll try and do that in the chat in a moment as well. All right, here we go. So this is called Meadow Brown. Oh, it's goodbye, butterfly, meadow brown, and it's goodbye, butterfly, meadow brown. Here among the grass and flowers, meadow brown, you've been flitting around for hours. Meadow brown. Oh, why can't you settle down? Meadow brown. You are tireless, meadow brown. Meadow brown. Why won't you rest just long enough? Meadow brown, for me to take your photograph. Meadow brown. There you go. Thank you, Janet Elizabeth. Something different.
Oh, that was fabulous. That was fabulous. That was almost as good as a birder's pun.
Thank you so much.
He's trying to catch you.
I saw you doing the flitting. It helped the process of the singing. Thank you. Right. So next we'll have Trevor, and then Jim to finish up the evening. Unless anyone else who's not sung would like to volunteer, or unless Gib would like to sing another of his excerpts. Is that a yes or a no, Gib, from yourself?
If I can remember the tune, yeah, I'll try.
All right. Well, post in chat if you've remembered the tune by the time Jim finishes singing. All right. Otherwise, next up, Trevor and then Jim. Thank you.
Okay, right. This is another one from this old sea shanty book that I've used for the previous ones. This version is effectively a hybrid of the three that Gibber's done. The tune is slightly different, the words are slightly different, but it borrows from the same verse, same tradition. So see how we go with this. Sally Brown, she's a bright mulatter, way roll and go. She drinks rum and chews tobacco. Spend my money on Sally Brown. 7 long years I courted Sally, way roll and go. 7 long years I courted Sally, spent my money on Sally Brown. Sally Brown, she has a daughter, way roll and go. Sent me sailing across the water, spent my money on Sally Brown. Sally Brown, she's a bright mulatter, way roll and go. She drinks rum and chews tobacco, spent my money on Sally Brown. Thank you.
Is that the definition of short and sweet, Trevor? Thanks so much. Okay, Jim.
Okay, let's see. I'm not going to do more lecturing. I'll just sing a song if I can remember how it goes. This is actually a version of Sally Brown in English from a Norwegian shanty collection. And that collection doesn't have any tunes. So I've decided to try something radical or annoying or whatever by using the most unusual tune from Hugel and one that I'm sure would give Mozart fits. Let's see how it goes. I love my gal, I love my girl across the water. Way, roll and go. She is good, old Sal, yet Sally's daughter. I spend my money with my Sally Brown. Oh, Sally is a bright mulatto, way roll and go. She drinks the rum and chews tobacco. I spend my money with Sally Brown. My Sally's teeth are white and pearly, way roll and go. My Sally's hair is black and curly. I spend my money with my Sally Brown. My Sally's eyes are brown and dreaming, way roll and go. Her voice is high and always screaming. I spend my money with my Sally Brown. My Sally lives at the old plantation, way roll and go. A member of the Wild Goose Nation. I spend my money with my Sally Brown. For 7 years I courted Sally, way roll and go. She said, my boy, why do you dally? I spend my money with my Sally Brown. My Sally Brown was a Creole lady. Way roll and go. And now she's got another's baby. I spend my money with my Sally Brown. Oh, Sally Brown, I will not grieve you. Way roll and go. Oh, Sally Brown, I'll not deceive you. I spend my money with my Sally Brown. I'll never forget my dear old Sally. Way roll and go. My dear old Sally down the valley. I spend my money with my Sally Brown.
That was fabulous, Joe. What a version. Yeah. Great line about got another's baby, huh? I like that one. Right. Thank you.
Well, the original said something else, but I decided I'd better change it for the public.
Right. Okay. That'll send our minds racing, won't it? Okay. Well, I think Gib has one more song he'd like to sing. Jim, do you have a final third song that you'd like to sing after Gib has given us another one?
No, I have several, but none of them are up to snuff yet.
Very good. That's the trouble. Moving on too quickly. All right, Gib, you can have the final throw. Thank you.
All right, this is Shallo Brown from Lydia Parrish's experiences in the Georgia Sea Islands. Seaman, I wonder what's the matter. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Seaman, I wonder what's the matter. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Stevedore in trouble. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Stevedore in trouble. Shallo, Shallo L Brown. Take your time and drive her. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Take your time and drive her. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Stow her low and heavy. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Turn around and over. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Stow her down below, boy. Shallo, Shallo Brown. 'Cause we've got to go, boy. Shallo, Shallo Brown. Enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Gib. Great finale. Thank you. I'm just having the exciting experience of watching about 3 people at once editing the online Google Doc. Those of us who had managed the access to it. It's been a fabulous, even in Mexico it's afternoon, it's been a fabulous afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are across the world. So on behalf of Jim and I...
and could I ask Gib a quick question?
Me? Yeah, I was just going to say thank you to everyone for joining and for singing lovely songs. Thank you.
Yeah. Gib, is your YouTube just under your name, or is there another thing we need to do to find it? Could you put a link in the chat?
It's Holton Clint is the username. I'm writing it in the, I don't know the whole URL, but I just typed in like the username of the account, do YouTube, and then type in that word like Holton Clint.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Big site, some great resources there. Okay, anything finally you'd like to say, Jim?
Yeah, thanks to everyone, and especially Lynn, who prodded the two of us to get this started.
It's been great fun. It still is, and we've more mileage to go. All right, Maha. So thank you, everybody. That's it, and we'll see you again hopefully in a month's time for versions of Reuben Rams or another rich theme, which will be on the 25th, Thursday, the 25th of August. It'll be a unique link, so it'll be the same procedure as before. You get the link 24 hours in advance. Please do sign up. That's say I want to sing if you want to sing, or say you want to come as audience. It's always helpful to know who's going to be coming along, and then get ready to kind of pop a couple of sentences in the Google Doc. Otherwise, thanks again everybody for coming. Thanks Jim for being my partner in crime, and it's been lovely to see and hear you all. Thank you.
Cheers, everyone.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much for doing this, and you, Jim.
Bye.
Thanks to everybody. It was another fun time.